How is it going today, YouTube? Lanu927 here with the first video of Stooge Network 2018. So real quick before we get started in the video, I just wanted to let you guys know of the new YouTube changes. I am aware of them. So in the last update video, I referred to us striving to get 10,000 views by this year, but right after that, YouTube was like, "Oh, you like that little goal? Well, here's a new one." So now they made it so you have to have 1,000 subscribers and at least a total yearly watch time of 4,000 hours. So that means, like, right now, if you're watching this video, you watch the whole thing, it's about 10 minutes long, and you decide to share with 5 of your friends, then together we successfully, can't talk today, shaved off 1 hour, and we only need 3,999 more to go. So great job for you guys, that's awesome. But it sounds like a daunting task for new channels, like trying to make a name for themselves, but rest assured, that's not going to stop me at all. We're still going to hit that milestone, and I'm excited to make videos for you guys this year. And also, I just wanted to mention too, I've been debating on opening up a Patreon account just to grow the channel more, but I actually want to sit here and make some more videos. I would like to get like some more subscribers and stuff like that. Like, I want to actually make the channel a little bit bigger before we open that up. So if you're interested in liking our content and you want to help us out in the future, stay tuned, because I will probably open up a Patreon later. But I want to kind of make a name for myself first before we go in, just like sitting here making Patreons and stuff like that. So, alright, without any further ado, let's get into the video. So now that it is 2018, if you're a Nintendo fanboy like myself, then you know this is an exciting year for Switch games. Between Metroid Prime 4, a new Pokemon title in the works, and possibly a port of Smash Bros. On the horizon, it's a great time to own a Switch. But today, I want to focus on what little we know of Pokemon for the Switch. So let's roll into it. Number 5, a new region. Now, it's obvious that a new Pokemon game will most likely be Generation 8, which will be set in an entirely new region. Sorry, Diamond and Pearl Remake fanboys, you're gonna have to go cry in the corner and wait until next year. I'm sorry, I'm right there with you. But hey, at least we're gonna get to experience Gen 4 in all its glory on newer and better graphics and tech. So, the rumors for Gen 8 have been praising a new area such as Spain or Italy to be the setting for the games. And not just rumors, but recent tweets from the man himself, Masuda, has shown him taking recent trips to Spain to vacation and, you know, gather that sweet, sweet data. So, and we all know how that turned out with Rainbow Rocket and Ultra Sun and Moon. I see you, Masuda. I'm on to you. And as an added bonus, we already have confirmation from last year that the veteran team, including Masuda and Omori, are working on the Switch games, while the newer team was working on Ultra Sun and Moon. So come on, guys, you've already had a couple years. So, as for Spain, the area is very cultural rich, with large churches, temples, castles, that would make great exploration areas, as well as the annual running of the bulls, which could be like a fun mini-game event. Maybe even a new bull-type Pokemon to participate in the game. So, if the setting would be Italy, it could just as much have as many tourist attractions, including things like ancient coliseums, where Pokemon battles could take place, or maybe even like the Leaning Tower of Pisa could maybe hold a gym if they decide to bring gyms back. The possibilities are endless, and I'm always interested to see what Nintendo does with our world and reimagining it through the Pokemon world. So bring it on, I'm ready. Number 4, bring on those new forms, Megas and Regionals. So with the addition of Alola and its unique new Alolan forms, it begs the question, what other regions will have their own forms of Pokemon? And for my Sinnoh fanboys over there in the corner, hey, how you guys doing over there, you still there? Could we possibly get new Sinnohan forms in the future installments? But that's a question for another video. So back on track, if our region were to take place in Spain or Italy, there would be plenty of old Pokemon species to take a liking to that type of area. Common wildlife in Spain ranges from things like dogs, vultures, wolves, bears, and cats. I could see an old dodo of ours getting his vulture adaptation finally, or imagine maybe a more tropical variation. The beautiful flamingo dodrio, which are found in Spain, and I don't know about you, but I've always had the idea for a flamingo Pokemon. If we were to have a Spain region, the possibility of more megas could be tied in as well, seeing as Spain is connected to the Mega Pokemon homeland of France. Maybe we could meet Cena and Dexio again, and who wouldn't want more amazing megas? Number 3. Getting swole out here. Switch buffs. So this one goes without saying, but now the Pokemon has moved to the Switch, fans should be rejoicing now that we have a more powerful and spacious toy in our hands. With the new buffs and graphics and space, we get a beautiful new overworlds, such as that image that's been floating around. The cities could be bigger, the battles more epic, just like the old Colosseum and Gale of Darkness and Pokemon Battle Revolution days. And most importantly, possibly larger Pokedex this time around. The past couple of games have had smaller deck sizes, coming in at about 70 or so apiece, and that's understandable. They said in an interview a couple years back that they weren't really looking forward to going into having over 1,000 Pokemon, so they're trying to cut it back as much as they can, but now that we have more memory, space can no longer be an excuse, and maybe we could see a nice new 150 Pokemon decks again. It would be a smart business strategy to generate hype and to get people to buy a new Switch for the upcoming Pokemon game. Number 2. New Pokemon. Like, obviously. So undoubtedly, a new game would have new Pokemon, right? But aside from the possible megas or regional forms, what would a Spain region look like? Well, as already said, a lot of the wildlife is a mix of forest and savanna type biomes, so expect Pokemon of these species in a region like this. But what about the culture? What about the legendaries? What could they be based off of? Well, symbolically, the bull is very important to the culture, so I think Nintendo could create another abstract between the land and air legendaries, just like in X and Y and Sun and Moon. One game's legendary could be a powerful bull that keeps the region safe, acting as its protector of sorts. I could see possible typings like Fighting Rock or Fighting Fairy. Fighting Rock because a fighting legendary mascot would be pretty cool, and because of literal bullfighting, while having a secondary typing of like rock or ground just to symbolize protecting the region and the like the bull's own turf, and just to symbolize its rock hard stature and body. I also chose fairy, not as in pixie, but to symbolize like the folklore / mythology of it being the legendary. It'd probably have some mythical tale of like how it holds Spain together on its back or something of the sort. The other game would focus on dominating the air with Spain's own bird, the short-toed eagle. Now, the short-toed eagle is described as being silent, and they're actually beginning to be endangered, so I think an interesting counterpart to the bull could be like a typing of ghost and flying. With the eagle's folklore being something like it watches over the region at night, silently stopping any threat in its tracks. As for stats, I could see the bull primarily focusing on like physical attack and bulk, while the eagle, I could still see physical attack, but it would be more probably frail and speed oriented. And as for abilities, I could see something like Moxie or Stamina for the bull because of its endless fighting spirit, and more recovery ability for the eagle, something like Natural Cure or Regenerator, since it attacks swiftly and then it has time to recover before it's needed again. And finally, number 1, the Hub World. So I placed this at number 1 because I made a video about this idea in the past, and if it were ever to come to light, now is the time. So with Pokemon coming to the Switch, a console with better hardware, better connectivity than its predecessor, and a console that's just more focused on playing on the big screen on your TV, it's time for Nintendo to finally create a hub world. And no, I don't mean no festival plaza, think bigger. With more players playing at home and the online coming out for Switch later this year, multiplayer is going to be a big deal for the new Pokemon game. Regardless, multiplayer is always important in every Pokemon game between trading and battling, but now it's just become that much more powerful. With a more powerful system, Nintendo could finally create a whole city dedicated to player interaction. Imagine you would like spawn in, you would see other players moving around in real time. You could walk up to them, ask them in real time to trade or challenge them to a battle, as well as other mini games they could possibly throw in. Or if they wanted, they could take it one step further and have the whole region interactive. Imagine being able to hop on your Pokemon game, and as you're traveling around the world, you can see your friends walking around with you. They'd be getting into random wild battles. They would be battling the trainer up ahead of you. Stuff like that would just really make the game that much more immersive. And just imagine being able to actually travel with your buddies. You could challenge them to a battle after you both beat the first gym. You'd finally be able to share your adventure with a friend, rather than always having to go as solo. And with the Switch being on your TV, I could finally see this becoming a reality. So everyone, those were my ideas on what we could expect of a Pokemon game on the Switch. We won't know anything for certain until later this year, but I love thinking of all the possibilities this game could hold. And I want to hear from you guys too. What region do you think Generation 8 could be based on? What new regional or mega forms would you like to see? And would you actually play a Pokemon game alongside your friend all the way to the champion? Or is that a feature that just doesn't really interest you? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the vid, please like, share with your friends to get them speculating too. And if you want to see more content speculating future games and what's in store for 2018, then feel free to subscribe for more videos like this every week. Until next time guys, peace out, and remember, stay stoogey.